Title: The Waking of the Gorgon. In the small coastal town of Eldermere, tucked between the craggy cliffs and the restless sea, stories of ancient myths floated through conversations like mist rolling in off the water. But none was more feared than that of the Gorgon, an enigmatic creature said to have the power to turn anyone who looked into her eyes to stone. Although generations spoke of her as a mere legend, tales of the Gorgon resurfaced with the arrival of a new school year. It began with the enigmatic green-eyed girl who transferred into Eldermere High. Her name was Lysandra, an unusual name for a small town. Lysandra bore an otherworldly beauty, with long flowing hair that shimmered like emerald waves in the sunlight and skin as pale as moonlight. She drew whispers and curious glances from students, particularly from a group of jokesters known for daring one another to do absurd things. One fateful night close to Halloween, emboldened by teenage bravado and a few too many drinks, the boys decided to investigate the Gorgon myth for themselves. They gathered at the old lighthouse, a relic of the past that stood vigil over the town. The lighthouse was rumored to be the resting place of a Gorgon stone figure, or so the legend went. "Let's see if she's real," Chad, the ringleader, declared, his eyes sparkling with mischief. The group hesitated, every shadow from the lighthouse seeming to stretch and move in the cold wind. But as laughter echoed through the air, they forged ahead, sneering at their own fear. Inside, the lighthouse smelled of salt and decay, old wooden beams creaking ominously. Gnarled roots had crept in, weaving through the cracks in the floor. The boys cracked jokes, making light of their escalating fear. But when they reached the top and opened the door to the lantern room, a chill washed over them. In the center of the room was a cracked, ancient mirror covered in cobwebs. The boys hesitated. "Is this where she was trapped?" Derek whispered, glancing nervously at the others. They gathered around, each daring the other to look into the mirror. "Bet you're too scared to go first," Chad teased Sam, giving him a nudge. "I'll do it," Chad boasted, stepping forward. He looked into the mirror, his bravado faltering upon seeing the warped reflection of something dark lurking behind him. Chad jumped back and screamed as he turned. Nothing was there, just the echo of his fear. The others exploded in laughter, but it quickly died down as an eerie silence filled the room once more. The air shifted, heavy with the scent of something ancient and powerful. Shadows twisted, and as the wind howled outside, a flicker of movement caught Sam's eye. He turned to the window, now covered with condensation as if someone, or something, was breathing against the pane. Suddenly, there was a sound like grinding stone. The boys turned to the mirror. It shimmered and darkened, revealing a face, an utterly beautiful yet horrifying visage with serpent hair writhing in a silent hunger and eyes that glimmered like polished jade. "Gaze not upon her," a voice creaked from the doorway. A tall figure cloaked in ragged robes lurked, his face hidden beneath the hood. "Leave while you still can. Enough with the pranks, old man," Chad scoffed. "We'll show you there's no such thing as a Gorgon." But the creature in the mirror began to writhe, serpentine hair hissing, her eyes glinting with a predatory hunger. It was a captivating sight that the boys could not tear themselves away from. As if drawn by an irresistible force, they stepped closer. Then it happened. Lysandra appeared, her eyes wide, glancing from the figure in the mirror to the boys in horror. "No, stop," she cried, but it was too late. Chad, mesmerized, leaned in closer until his reflection vanished, and the mirror glowed with an ethereal light. The boys gasped as they felt themselves being pulled in, their bodies stiffening, the last vestiges of their laughter turning into guttural cries. Lysandra rushed toward them, but she was too late. The mirror surged with energy, and with a final scream, they froze, their expressions locked in terror. The stranger raised a hand, his voice low. "You have disturbed her for the last time." As the boys' stone bodies settled into the depths of the lighthouse, Lysandra felt the tug of her own heritage, the Gorgon within her awakening. No longer just a legend, she had become the guardian. The shadows retreated as she grabbed the old man's hand, and together they left the lighthouse, sealing it against the world. And as the lighthouse illuminated the darkened coast once more, Eldermere had a new story to tell. A tale of a girl with a secret legacy, a myth realized. Anyone who dared to look too closely into the depths of the legend knew they could find something real, and terrifying, waiting just beneath the surface.